I'm Averie Morgan. I'm the recycling coordinator for the county. So my job is education and outreach for our residents, making sure everyone knows what should and should not be in the recycling bags. And with the changes that many of you know about through our newsletter, Facebook page, website, we get a lot of questions about what is and is not recyclable at this point. In the past, with plastics, we've always focused on bottles, jugs, and tubs. That's changed now to number 1s and number 2s, so we're going to talk a little bit about how to find what the number is, and then some common items that are number 1, number 2, and common items that are not. And then I have a couple of tricky ones here that we're going to discuss as well.
There will be a quiz at the end?
There will be a quiz at the end.
Okay.
So one of the biggest questions that we've gotten in the past under all of our previous lists and our current list is items like these. We call these clamshell. We've got another one here. Clamshell style containers. You see these with the pre-washed produce. You see these with cookies, cakes, muffins, those sort of things. In the past, we've always said no clamshells. But under the new rules with number 1 and number 2, you can, I don't know if you can see here, but there's a number 1 right there on the corner. It can be a little hard to see.
Yes, number 1.
These are actually number 1s, so we are now accepting clamshell containers. So while we have removed some items, we've actually added quite a few. And same for this little guy. This little guy is a little harder to find. I had to look really close, and it's right there in the middle.
Okay, hang on a minute, because sometimes I have to, oh, it's not, it's on the tag?
It's actually under the tag. I couldn't find it this morning.
Hang on, I'm going to zoom in on it. Okay, there it is.
So number 1.
What was in that?
This was it was basil, it was an herb.
Okay.
So just a little tiny clamshell container, but those are both number 1, so we are actually taking those now.
Good.
These, in the past, we've taken these as tubs. But if you zoom in on the bottom, make sure I have it turned the right direction.
And I'm zooming in.
This is a number 5.
Oh no.
So most of our dairy tubs, margarine, yogurt tubs, single serve, and the larger, when you buy it in the larger containers, these are all number 5s, which we are not taking.
So they go in the garbage.
So these need to go in the garbage. These are not going in the recycling.
Okay.
Another one that we get a lot are bottles, jugs, and the jugs like this. Usually, this is where the trick question comes in. Usually, these are number 2s. But if you look real close at this guy.
Okay, hang on a minute. Let me zoom in.
It's a number 7.
Oh no.
So just because something is usually a number, if there's an item that you think should be a number 1 or number 2, at least in the beginning, check it until you know what number that is. So this one, I thought this one was a number 2. My roommate put it in the recycling. I was like, yeah, that's recyclable. Then when I was looking for material, I saw the number 7. So this one is actually not recyclable.
So your recycle bag would have been
exactly
tagged.
My own recycle bag would have been tagged. So even the best. And then if you look here, if this was recyclable, pretend for a minute it was.
Okay, I'll pretend.
This also has some orange juice pulp in it. And we don't want to see anything like that because this little bit of pulp can actually contaminate a whole load of plastic. Right now with the changes to recycling, we're having to be really careful about contaminants and just a little bit of pulp. So just an extra quick shake and make sure that it's dry. We don't want any water or anything like that in there because that can contaminate.
What about the lid?
The lid, we are actually going to talk about lids next.
Okay.
So this is a protein container right here, and you can see it's number 2.
Hang on a minute, let me zoom in if I can.
This one's a number 2.
Yep.
So the tub itself, totally recyclable, but the lid
is got a number on
5.
It? Hang on a minute, let me zoom in.
So you can see right there, it says number 5.
Someplace on there.
Someplace.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yep, right above my finger. So this is number 5.
Okay.
And all lids are number 5. Lids like this, lids like this.
Lids are garbage.
Lids that come on the cartons, these are all number 5s, and we are not recycling number 5s. So I know we've been telling you guys for the last couple of years, put your lids back on. We can recycle the lids. Now we're going to start telling you lids need to come off. So make sure your lids are off. The lids are going to go in the trash.
Okay.
The container is going to go in the recycling. And that goes for water bottles, jugs that are actually recyclable, and cartons like this. This is another item that we get a lot of questions about.
Milk cartons.
milk cartons, soy milk cartons, soup containers. They're paper on the outside, they're plastic lined, they have this little plastic spout in there. It's a whole lot of different materials. On their own, yes, they're all recyclable, but how about together? We can actually recycle these. We do take cartons. They need to be empty, clean, and dry, just like all of your plastics.
Okay.
There needs to be no food residue that you can see or you can smell. And then lids need to be off. But once the lid is off, once they're clean and dry,
Okay.
put them in the recycling. So those are our common questions. There's always crazy materials that we get asked about that we're not sure. We can't cover everything that comes up, but just make sure before you put a plastic in the recycling, check the number. It's a 1 and 2, you're good to go. And make sure it's empty, clean, and dry, because even though it might be the right type of plastic, we can still contaminate a load with water or with food.
Okay. How about shredded paper? I used to
Shredded paper,
bag the
yes.
shredded paper, and now is that a
Now
no-no?
we are not taking shredded paper, and that was the other change. Shredded paper and plastic grocery bags. Those are the other two big changes. We've pulled both of those because while they are recyclable materials, they contaminate the loads, they break the machinery. So if you have plastic bags or you have shredded paper in your blue recycle bag, your bag will get tagged with a little orange oops tag.
Have a lot of bags been tagged?
Quite a few. I think just about everyone has experienced at least one tag with these changes.
New program.
So, new program, new list, and it's a new habit to get into. But we're thinking once everyone gets accustomed to the changes, it's going to be so much easier because you're not going to have to go, is this a bottle, jug, or tub? You can look at the number, go, it's a number 2, it's recyclable. Put it in the recycle bin. You can look at this and go, well, it's a jug, but no, now all you have to do is check the number, go, it's a 7, it's not recyclable, and stick it in the trash. So we're hoping this will be simpler once we get through a change.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Thank you, Avery.
Thank you so much, and you can always call us with any questions.
And what is
We're
your phone
happy
number?
To look into that. It's 509-773-4448. We also have some wonderful information on our website, and it's being updated as we speak, so hopefully we'll have even more. You can
And
just
what
hop
is
on
your
our
website?
It's klickitatcounty.org. You're going to want to go to the departments and go to solid waste.
Solid waste. Thank you again.
Thank you.